Hey, everybody. Today's February 10th, 2023. I'm Gene.
And I'm Zane.
And welcome to Hanging with Uncle.
How's it going?
Good, man.
Good. It's been a long week. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's finally the weekend. I hope everyone's having a good week. Hopefully you've made it, you lasted. It's Friday.
Pay yourself.
Yes, pay yourself. We haven't said that in a while, I feel like.
I know, right?
So make sure you pay yourself. Honestly, I did the other day. I have been every month. I've been making sure, and it's been rewarding myself, honestly. It's been very rewarding. I've been very happy about it. But
I've been saving up. You know the number I'm saving for.
Absolutely,
I'm going to pull the trigger when that happens.
You are a bill,
man.
and pay for yourself.
That's right.
You're an importance. I love having hand motions today.
And if you like that, don't forget, please, if you have not hit the subscribe button and hit that like button,
right,
and the thumbs up.
And also hit the bell so whenever you want to hear us go live or see when we go live, so you can check out the video and come say hello.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we got an interesting show today. It's a mix of topics, multiple.
It really is. First I want to start out with the humanitarian thing. Turkey, over 11,000 dead in the earthquakes they've had there.
It's a big deal. Tragedy, honestly. It's a, what did you say? It's a, oh God. You said it earlier. There's a national.
So Turkey is so big, they have the second largest army in NATO. Yes. The United States being first.
Yeah, they're a NATO ally.
Yeah.
It's like they live, 11,000.
They're a big country, but the thing to remember is that anytime you have mountains, you have fault lines, and that means earthquakes,
plate tectonics,
and that's where Turkey is. And when they have earthquakes there, it's like 9.3 or nothing. It's like they don't mess around with earthquakes there. I am exaggerating, but
like it's not mellow, obviously.
No,
obviously with the devastation, and I mean it's everywhere. It's on media. I'm sure people are aware of it already, but we're just kind of just bringing a light in the conversation about it too as well, because we send prayers out to people that are going through these kind of times, and 11,000 is not a joking matter at all.
There are people that have lost everything. And again, look into your own heart and soul and find out who you can support to help people that have lost everything. Maybe little kids who don't have mom and dad anymore, the refugees. This is a serious thing, so anything you can do to help the people in Turkey would be greatly appreciated.
It is a national disaster, is what I wanted to say earlier.
Yeah, it is.
A national disaster, for sure. But then we want to get on to, sporty news. We don't talk much about sports, but no, we do. We bring sports up all the time.
The trade deadline just came and went.
Yes, and it's a massive one, of course. Massive indeed. Not only, the Kevin Durant trade, which is huge here for us because locally that's something to celebrate, but there's been other big trades as well. You are happy about the Russell Westbrook trade.
Man, finally gone from LA. That cancer's been excised, man.
So now Bron broke his record, which is also, he is the number one scorer in the NBA history.
Past
overall, every point he puts up from now on puts a higher bar up for the next player that comes up and picks up a basketball.
Yeah.
That is huge news. So congrats to LeBron, of course, for breaking the
record.
record.
Learn to shoot your free throws.
I mean, God, you would have more points already. You would have broke the record earlier, brother. Yeah. But then circle back to the Phoenix Suns news. Them trading Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, and 4 first-round picks
for KD.
I feel like that's we try to win championship now button that they pressed. And we have discussed on here that the Suns needed another scorer. And why not the number one scorer next to the number 2 scorer in the league? Not necessarily scoring overall, but scoring options. These guys can score themselves. They're the number 1 and number 2 scorers in the league.
Yeah.
How they can score, where they can score. Their offense is going to be offense.
Between Devin Booker and KD, those two can put up about 60 points a game between them a night.
No struggle between position. Obviously, losing Mikal and Cam, it breaks my heart. But statistically, basketball, it's a good move for the Phoenix Suns, especially when they want to start showing up after the All-Star break, which I feel like is going to be the true NBA. As soon as that All-Star break hits and ends, we got the basketball, man.
And I'm curious to see with the trade in LA, they got D'Angelo Russell back.
Yeah, honestly, that's a good trade. I like that. Better shooting.
Better shooting, consistency, more assists, less turnovers.
LeBron's happy.
Yeah.
But after that scoring record, it's all game now for the Lakers, too. Of course, the Pacific has changed.
I think they're about 5 games under 500, but, the room between them and, number 4 is... just a few games.
It's a tight race. That's why I'm saying the All-Star break is going to make after the All-Star break is going to make or break these teams. And whatever teams are ready after that break, it's game on.
Whoever got Russell Westbrook is not going to make the playoffs.
I think the teams we got there are teams who are in the hunt for him. Clippers, Miami, and I believe Raptors, I think, were the third team in the hunt, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I think
they wanted too much for what he's worth, though, in my opinion.
He's worth way too much of what he's going to bring. So, that's one thing for sure. And then, I am heartbroken, though, that Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson are gone. And then, just to kind of throw some stats above that, since Mikal got traded and he had to miss a game, it broke his streak. Which, ouch.
Yeah.
It really hurts, but damn. The man played 4.5 years for the Suns and didn't miss a game. All of them. He played every single one.
Yeah. Well, when you take care of yourself, that's the kind of things that happen.
And he's going to produce, Cam's going to produce in Brooklyn, so hopefully Brooklyn is able to take care of them. And hopefully they have a team out there, because honestly, I want to see something produced out there with those guys, because I have a true attachment to them. I haven't had a true attachment to some players in a while.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. And since the Marion Amari days, honestly. But it's kind of crazy. Especially the posts they're putting up. You see the images on social media. The guys don't look too happy, but they will. They'll become happy. They have each other, and that's what Mikal did on his post as well.
They're playing. They're still putting money.
They're playing basketball, man.
Right.
Yeah, it's ball. It's as Monty Williams put it, it's the business, but the humane part is the rough part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're just fans. So
honestly, that's it.
That's all it is.
Phoenix livers. We love our Suns here. It's just kind of how it is. Anyways, now big sport news in Arizona, the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl's going to be here this year.
Yeah, we are super excited for that.
Right down the road from me, anyway.
Honestly, we can probably see the lights while they're going off. We're looking out our doors just while the game's going on. But it's a hard one to predict. It's a hard game to think and predict. There's fan favorite, popular vote, and then there's the numbers favorite, the Electoral College, I guess.
So here's my thing is to remember, okay, on paper, maybe this team did really well and went undefeated, so nothing should ever stop them. But it's a different season every year. This is a different Chiefs team than went last time.
True.
And the quarterback may be the same, but it's still a different team, so trying to look at it objectively of how they look in 2023, I like the Eagles' defense, and I think that might be the reason that they actually win the Super Bowl 62, beat Kansas City. That's just my opinion.
I'm going to have to agree as much as it hurts my heart, because being a Cardinals and Cowboys fan, I can't pick either or, but my dad beat the Cowboys into my head, So who can afford those tickets? The fees for the tickets are unbelievable. Are they for real? What are they pricing at? Because I haven't checked recently, but there's a bunch of people that are honestly outside ready to go already, I'm sure. Because, it's insane. Yeah. It's insane out here. There's way too many people. There's way more people than we normally see out here, especially with the Open going on, too, Waste Management as well. It's just so much is going on out here in Arizona.
Surrounded.
Really?
Well, the Waste Management's out in
Oh,
Scottsdale.
yeah. So it's well, technically, yeah, everywhere. Phoenix, the Suns infecting that with Kevin Durant coming into town, and then the Glendale having this Super Bowl, and then Scottsdale has the Open. That's true. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. It's everywhere. But I gotta go with my Super Bowl pick.
All right.
I told myself to never put money on Patrick Mahomes because whenever I do, it causes a downfall for that person. But I'm going to pick the Chiefs.
Okay.
Because I have a very logical reason why. My grandmother would be very upset with me if I did not pick the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl and have it be recorded and put it on YouTube and on the internet. So that's why. So great grandmother, I'm with you. The Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl again, and we're going to celebrate and have a good time.
All right, there you have it. We'll find out. We'll find out on Sunday.
No logical statistical reason why, but I really think the Chiefs are going to win. So that's where I'm at.
Nice. Okay. Well, there's something else that happened today, and they're keeping it very hush with the details. All they're letting us know is that an unknown type of aircraft was shot down by United States Air Force just off the coast of Alaska because it was in our airspace.
This isn't the balloon we were talking about last show.
This is not the balloon from last show.
Okay, so hold on a second. Now, time out. Eagles have the best O-line, should dominate. That's what I was saying, stat-wise, electoral college-wise, the Eagles should win. But popular vote, I'm going with the Chiefs on this one. Heart, gotta believe. Grandma. But yeah, so it's not the balloon. It's another thing. It's a completely different object.
And those are the details they're keeping very quiet.
They're not saying anything.
The Associated Press is reporting that President Biden ordered the object to be shot down.
It got shot down, correct?
And it got shot down.
Okay. So, man, Biden, execute. But the balloon and now this, why are they testing our airspace? What's going on here? Well, what's going on, man?
You got.
They know it's Super Bowl time, and
you
they
gotta
want
wonder.
feed?
Maybe it's a test run. What are our capabilities? How much? What's the time that we actually respond? Maybe China is thinking about invading Taiwan. I don't know. I sure hope
they just want to feed to the Super Bowl, man. That's it. They want to watch football. No, all jokes aside, I'm glad they shot it down because we can't have our airspace infiltrated at all. That's not a thing. Like the balloon thing was funny. I brought it up to be like it's kind of funny. Like, you know what I mean? Shoot the balloon down, you don't get your stuff. Like, haha. Like, take that. It's a balloon. Like, that was kind of funny. But an unknown object. I heard cylindrical. Right? Is that what you said earlier?
Something like that. About the size of a car.
The size of a car. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd that come from?
Oh, and speaking about the balloon. There were at least 3 times in the Tangerine Terrors administration that those Chinese balloons were flying over the United States, and he did nothing about it.
What? 3 times?
At least 3 times, yes.
And this is the first one we've seen.
Well, Biden's the president. He's the one who said it's okay.
Oh, he released it. He said it was okay for that to be done.
He ordered it to be shot down. But
Well, okay, wait. Time out. The Trump knowledge. Where'd that come from?
Pentagon.
Okay. So it's like it's a known issue. So they knew about it, but they didn't tell us about it.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, that's where I was.
But they're talking shit about Biden for letting it go on as long as he did, when 3 times it flew over our space and you didn't do a damn thing about it.
I mean, we knew right away. The people who were looking at it live on TikTok were pointing their phones at it like, I see it right now, because that's where we learned about it, was from media.
Yeah.
Come on, people. They kept it a secret for the other stuff. We knew. We talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
We talked about it before it got shot down.
Yeah. Once again, and then I'll shut up about politics.
Honestly, that's interesting to talk about because.
But that's the Republican playbook. That's their strategy. He waits for the balloon to fly over the United States because he doesn't want it falling on anybody causing harm, right? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, he fucked up because he didn't take action earlier. You shoot it down earlier.
You have to wait for it to be in a safe area. They waited for it to get over the ocean, and they shot it down. The plane took a few passings for it to be in a good angle and trajectory for it to fall and not do damage.
My point is, now what if he decided, okay, I'm going to shoot the balloon down now and I see it coming over Alaska? The thing would have been, you're trying to start an international incident with the Chinese, and
I mean,
it's
I
always,
guess
that's all it is.
Like that. I mean, I'm more worried about civilian harm because that's literally what they said. It was because they were worried about it falling and hitting people. I mean,
it makes sense.
Like,
I'm not in the room.
It's what I read. It's what they said. They were waiting for it to just be away from harm.
Yeah.
So, and then they shot it when.
But I'm just talking about the hypocriticalness between the two. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, for Republicans not shooting it down
or at least not even saying anything.
Right. But, like, that's kind of a weird thing.
But you have all kinds of things to say when somebody else is in office, but not shit when your man is in office.
I would be pretty worried about my airspace being, like, infiltrated. Like, please let me know. Hello? Like, hey, National Security Week, this is going on, but we're handling it. That's what I want the government to do.
If I can fly over it, I can take a picture of it.
If I can see it, like, tell me what the hell it is. Like
yeah.
That's all it is. Like, if I can see it, please tell me.
It's just, it frustrates me, but I'm shutting up over that now. I'm just glad that President Biden is on top of it and nipped it in the bud, and I'm sure
I'm glad our airspace is not infiltrated. Like,
I'm sure they know and pinpointed its spot, and the Navy was there to recover.
I'm happy our government's doing their job.
Right.
That's the bottom line. Well, for that, the balloon thing.
Definitely.
So, I have my dumbass of the day.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. So, my dumbass of the day is Netflix back-to-back. I think it's our first back-to-back. Have we ever had a back-to-back dumbass?
Margarine Traders had. Yeah, she's got that. Yeah.
Is she up there? Someone check the videos and see. We probably will. But Netflix is getting the crown today for me due to the fact, the same reason as last week, but they kind of continued doing it. So they said they weren't going to have us work on their privacy and make it only Wi-Fi secure, and you can't share your passwords, you can't share with relatives, people that you are paying stuff for, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes to them saying, no, we're not going to do that because they got backlash, they just released it in, I think, Canada and the UK is what they said. So we're not doing it.
Not here, right?
But not here now. We're waiting for it to cool off. Wait for it to chill, but come on. Dumbasses. Just do it. Honestly, we already know you're going to lose numbers. You're going to lose money. It's literally the worst move you ever could do because all these other subscriptions, they share. I literally know. Yeah. I don't know anything else that doesn't share subscriptions or allow it. But
before I get into my dumbass of the week, my buddy Terry dropped a couple of comments.
Yeah, I talked to him earlier.
Who can afford the right? The tickets it's insane. But I guess it's the same people that get all the tax breaks are the ones that can afford the tickets, brother.
Yeah, when we were talking about it earlier, Terry did say hello. I asked him if he knew the prices what they were, but I haven't been able to look yet. I actually want to check.
Oh.
That reminds me. You reminded me. Thank you.
Okay. Well, my dumbass of the week, man. I talked about it a little bit on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And, Biden gave his State of the Union address. And in his State of the Union, he mentioned where certain Republicans are wanting to cut Social Security and Medicare. And everyone looked at him like he was a liar.
Uh-huh.
And they're screaming and yelling liar at him. And Mike Lee's standing there going, I can't believe you're saying that. What? When there's film footage of him talking to a group of the one percenters, Terry, saying that's the whole reason he's running for office, and what other reason would there be? Except that's what he wants to do. That's his objective, to cut Social Security. But he looks like how dare you, say that? You got Ron Johnson, the senator in Wisconsin, who's calling Social Security a Ponzi scheme and is still trying to get rid of it. Although he's looking at it like, what? I never said I wanted to.
Social Security supports so many people. Honestly, I have a lot of customers that pay for their trash with their Social Security. Like, without it, they wouldn't be able to get their trash removed from their house.
And then you got Rick Scott. Rick Scott from Florida, senator from Florida, was the chairman of the Republican election committee. And he definitely ran on a plan of what he calling it sunsetting, which means when the sun sets down on it, it goes away. And this is it. If you want it later, then Congress can pass it. But when is Congress ever going to get together and do anything? We've had that conversation so many times.
Every time on the show.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, and Terry, yes, I was just looking at those. Yeah, the cheapest is in that $5K range. Yeah, I think Ticket IQ has some cheap ones around the $4. Why is it still doing that? What is happening? My phone is being weird.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. $4,009. I mean, that's still $5,000. Yeah, $4,954 is the cheapest ticket.
Yeah.
For any section is what it's called.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's... You're bleeding.
So, yeah, my dumbass, not only are those three senators, but anybody who still believes that they don't want to cut Social Security when they've come out and said it since the State of the Union address. So you guys are a bunch of dumbasses. You're not going to cut what I've paid into for over 40 years of my working adult life. I paid for it. Keep your hands off of it. It's not going to happen.
Right.
And that is why I didn't vote for Blake Masters. He ran on cutting Social Security. I voted for Mark Kelly.
I mean, and kind of like my background for Social Security, I don't claim Social Security, but like I have people or siblings who are, have disabilities who claim through Social Security because of that. And it benefits them, especially for the things and extra treatments that they require when they're going through their disability that they need ability and treatment for.
Yeah.
Like even guys that we used to work with back when together. I mean, they
every
also
one of them is a Social Security recipient.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's not a freebie.
No, not at all.
Not
at all.
Society is deemed by how it takes care of those that cannot take care of themselves. And you're going to cost society more by ignoring the disabled instead of spending money to keep them viable and give them the best opportunity they have to become successful people. So it's an investment in Social Security. Number one, I don't mind. If that's what you want to use my taxes for, do it. When I get to the pearly gates and he says, when I was hungry, did you feed me? I can look at him and say, yeah, because I'm not opposing my Social Security that I paid into going to those less fortunate.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. Just taking things away from the less fortunate. And that's pretty much what the rich do and the government does, I guess, right? Is that what they're supposed to do?
That's definitely, the rich are the ones that are buying our elected officials, senators and House of Representatives people, even here in our state House and Senate, to make laws that benefit them. So like, for example, to me, getting rid of Social Security is like going back to the plantation. You're a slave, you work forever until you have nothing else to give, and then you die and we replace you with somebody else. Yeah. That's what would happen if we got rid of Social Security.
I know a lot of people who don't just rely on retirement. Like, it seems like retirement doesn't quite just help you retire. You have to claim through something else to help provide for yourself. Like, it's I don't know, like, you're taking that away, you're taking away from the hardworking people who have worked for it, like you said, for so long. It's just like, what? They built this country and brought this country, and while we are still thriving and providing for this country, and it's still building and producing and being productive, that you think that you would value those who have brought that for us, this opportunity, you know, and especially those who have the inability to care for themselves these days.
You know, it reminds me of a good point that I heard, and I kind of like this philosophy. When you feel pain, you know you're alive. When you feel somebody else's pain, you know you're a human being.
Man. That's like my human and people reference that I normally do. You know, be human, don't be people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, man, felt like we got really deep on that last dumbass part.
Yeah. We had time. We had plenty of time for it. We're sitting here hanging out, chilling, and talking, man. But I wanted to bring up something we talked about earlier.
Okay.
And it's a really interesting topic that I normally, not normally, what weird, that's a weird thing to say, that I'm interested in normally, is like Chernobyl. You said there's a show that you have been watching and been interested in?
It's a series. It's a 1-season series on Chernobyl, what happened back in the 80s. Honestly, it happened near Kyiv. This is when Ukraine was still part of the Soviet Union. This is before they got their independence when this happened. But it's a good story. It's very enlightening. It sheds light on why it got as bad as it did. But you have to have an open mind when you're watching it to absorb the reality of what is setting in.
That makes sense. I mean, I don't know, like, I do know a little bit of information about Chernobyl, but it's more just like the mystery part of it, it's haunted kind of deal about Chernobyl, and like, of course, radioactive, there's radiation out there and everything, but like I know that there was just like an explosion, but I don't know the details. So you say this show will give you those.
It will explain why that reactor blew. It definitely blew. And talk about misinformation and the story being put out to the people. No, you gotta watch it, and you gotta understand the power of the people and why it is so damn important to keep yourself informed as to what's going on around you.
Of course, yeah. No, definitely. You paid $75 for a Super Bowl ticket.
You know, for $75, I would think about sitting in the nosebleeds.
$75, man. Like, oh, God.
Back in the 80s, I remember that game. The Dolphins and Redskins.
You know what? I got something to help you out. I have live chat going here. I've been seeing his live chats coming in. So yeah, we've been seeing the top chats. So we don't get all of your chats, man. We just recognize. So we're learning. We're learning the streaming stuff. Yeah. But yeah, that's insane. $75. Man, that's in the 80s. My dad always talked about how things were much cheaper back when.
Again, why does it need to go from $75 to $5,000 for the same seat?
I don't know. Because of inflation, right? No, it's just literally because.
And don't forget, that stadium was paid for by the taxpayers of Maricopa County.
It is, yeah.
The Cardinals didn't pay 1 cent to have their own stadium built. You know, that's bonds. That's just like another gimmick on how the rich people get away with spending our money, not their own, but they say they work hard. Blow me.
No, for real. Like, it's weird to think because a free space could be $20 today.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Yeah.
A free space could be $20 today. Like, no, give me $20. What? Like, I remember when free parking was a thing.
So think about it. Anymore. Put it in perspective, all right?
Well, besides
you and your wife want to go to the Super Bowl, 2 seats in the nosebleed section. That's $10,000.
That literally is, yeah. $10,000
just to sit down.
Same for the new Raider Stadium, really. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane. So they're just collectively allowing you to keep paying for everything.
Well, yeah, so we pay for it.
Well, we take your money.
And they make all the revenue off of it.
What? Wow.
Without putting in zero effort as to getting that thing built.
How do I do that? Like, how do I have people pay for something that I want?
You got to be a rich, thieving bastard that doesn't have a heart and soul.
There's no way I can get away for something that says that. But, like, it's right there in broad daylight. Dude, NFL.
Every stadium, whether it be baseball, basketball, hockey, football, is done that way, which is another reason
you pay $9 for a beer.
I stay a Green Bay Packer fan because Lambeau Field is owned by the city and the citizens, and they're the shareholders of the Packers.
Oh, very cool. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. It should, honestly, we should be getting something out of the Super Bowl. This money should be going back towards something.
We paid to have it built.
We better have some clean-ass roads. I want to see them street sweepers out, man, because they're out literally, once a year? They be clean. You paid extra. You're working extra today.
When somebody important's coming along, you'll see them.
Man. Straight sweep for me, please. No.
Right. Well, anyway, that's all the time we have for this week.
Absolutely, and thank you for the interaction today in the show. It really brought us some good content.
Yeah, thanks, Terry. That's what we want. I miss you so much, man.
Terry coming in clutch today. So, you know what? Shout out to Terry for the show today.
Terry was a police officer with me in Compton.
Awesome. Hats off to you, sir.
Yeah. Miss you,
Hats
brother.
Hats off to you.
All right, man. Well, we'll see you next week. Thank you for hanging with Uncle.
Yeah, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Oh, I'm going to be out of town next week.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I'm going to be...
Newsflash.
Yeah.
Update. So, early show?
Jet setting. Well, I leave Wednesday, so...
No. We might
probably, see you 2 weeks from now.
Okay. Take it easy, everybody.
All right.